Okay, welcome from a short break. We are continuing with the limitations of break-even analysis. Here, it's not easy to separate costs of variable and fixed costs. It is not easy to separate costs to variable separate costs of variable costs and fixed elements. Then difficult to apply in production farms, a farm that produces various products. Because you remember, for it assumes that one product is being produced, but we have very many farms who produce various products. Then let us actually move down. Advantages of Cvpa analysis. The graphical presentation of cost and volume data of break-even chart can be more easily understood by non-finance managers. Here, this graph, the graph we saw, can easily be understood because it clearly shows that this is a line, a curve for our total revenues. This is a curve for our total costs. Total cost represents total fixed costs plus total variable costs. Then you get total what? Total costs. It is also clear that break-even point, this is now a firm explaining to management that now this break-even point, it is a point where the total revenues are equal to the what? The total costs. So when you say, what do you mean by total, what do you mean by break-even point? It is a difference between or a point at which total revenue curve cuts the total cost curve. So that is it. Then highlighting the break-even point and margin of safety gives managers some indication of the level of risk involved. So here we have what we call the margin of safety. So when you talk of margin of safety, please, it is a difference between the current level of activity and the break-even point activity or break-even activity. Margin of safety, this item here. So meaning that the difference between 80% and 30% is what we call a margin of safety, or the gap here. Not this is the gap here. Only this field here, it's what we call the margin of what of safety. So you can actually either know that the firm is experiencing when the margin of safety, because we are going to explain more about margin of safety, but this is a determinant, can clearly tell us what if this safety is here. Assuming that it is here, then the firm is in danger because it is almost closing down. It is almost closing down. So when you say margin of safety, it is the difference between the current level of activity and break-even what? Break-even activity here. Break-even activity is 30%, then here the current level of activity is 80%. So now the difference here, this is what we call the margin of what? The margin of safety. So let us actually move down. So a break-even model enables profit or losses. That any level of activity within the range for which the model is valid to be determined. So now here, the Cvpa analysis can actually help us to determine the relative profitability of different products. You can actually stick at a certain product, you determine its levels, determine its break-even, and etc. You can also know that this product is actually generating profits or not, or it needs to be closed. The production line needs to be closed down when you use this very analysis. Then we have our break-even chart. I have actually showed you the margin of safety. I said the margin of safety is the difference here. The difference between current operating level and the break-even activity. Or it is excess of actual or budgeted sales over the break-even what? Break-even sales. That is the break-even point. That is the margin of safety. Now, members, in case you want to calculate the margin of safety, the margin of safety is equal to current activity, which is 80%, which is 80%, minus break-even activity, which is 50%, then over current activity, which may be the 80%. But now at times here, what if I may actually say maybe I want to calculate MOS is equal to, assuming that the current activity is, say for example 90, then break-even activity is like 40, okay? Then over, I'm assuming, I'm just bringing an assumption. Now over the what? Over the current activity, which is 90%. 90%, which is 90 units, or 90 something. So now here, when you get this one minus this one, you are likely to get 90 minus 40, you remain with 50. Okay, this one will be 50 now over 50 over 90. So this one will give you what? Mathematicians, when you get that, we can say 50 over 90 times 100. So it will be equivalent to 0.5. So which is equivalent to, when you multiply by 100, you get 55. It is 0.5. This was 0.55, equivalent to 55 what? 55%. So this one we expressed in what? You can express it in percentage form. So this is how you can calculate the what? How you can calculate your margin of safety. Then let us actually see the angle of incidence. Let us actually have a short break and come and look for angle of incidence.